Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Who is driving your car? And in whose hand is your steering? Who is taking the decisions even while buying your shirts or while selecting the colors of your saris? Are you the one who is stuck at Zoom or maybe in the WhatsApp business group? Or you are the one who thinks that the world is so wide and world is so magnificent. I am a small creature in that. Or you are the one whose life is in a fuss, not able to understand where to go, what to do, what not to do. Then you all are at the right platform. EduFam International provides personal leadership training. And here we are with its second batch of aspirant leaders who are going to have 1 month rigorous leadership challenge. And my dear friends, believe me, today I am the first participant of that camp because after 28 years of my experience, still I feel that human being is by nature lazy and lethargic, and procrastination is in our nature. It's always good to challenge ourselves, to challenge our capacity, to challenge our potentials. And for that reason, we are here with 1 month leadership challenge. Challenge come course. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. EduFam is really grateful to your presence. Now it is my responsibility to welcome all my speakers and to welcome our supporters. Kindly allow me so that I can share my screen and I can do the responsibility of welcoming my guest this morning. So I was mentioning that are you the one who is stuck at WhatsApp? And it seems to be that I am the one who is stuck at Canva. Anyway, now I got it. Thank God. So I'm here with you all. Now we are live on Facebook. If you want to inform your near and dear ones, you are most welcome. You can inform them. So we are live here on Facebook, Dr. Halima Sadia. And we will be live even on the YouTube also very soon, and that will be informed. So I'm grateful with the presence of Dr. B Ramanathan, who is from Singapore and who is the director of International. The detailed introduction will be presented shortly when he is going to speak. And I welcome Mr. Nara Subramanyam from Malaysia. I welcome Javed Mirza Sahab from USA. I welcome my friend from Pune, Mr. Rahul Patki. And I welcome Dr. Geetha Subramaniam from Malaysia. And this is my responsibility to extend my warm welcome to all my participants of this camp, of this challenge camp, all my young and vibrant students of the colleges or the young professionals. Considering the need of the leadership skills, they have joined this course, and we are very much grateful to them. So here we have with our sincere thanks and warm welcome, all my speakers and to all the well-wishers, especially when I mention to the well-wishers and the supporters. We are supported by Life Skill Nest. We are supported by JAHAN-E and educational YouTube channel. We are supported by Global Entrepreneurial Guild. We are supported by Grow Rich. We are supported by Hope and Care, and we are supported by ACE International. Thank you very much for supporting us. Now, this is the time when I invite our first speaker, and Our first speaker is Dr. B Ramanathan from Singapore, who is Managing Director of ACE International. Ladies and gentlemen, you will be happy to know that Dr. B Ramanathan is totally engaged, nowadays fully engaged into training and developing the skills at different levels. He wishes to contribute his professional skills and experience in research and development, technical and educational services, and establishing the collaborative network with institutions and companies. And he provides the research experiences and skills, and he also provides the skills of communication, effectively worked in diverse cross-functional teams. Clearly and effectively communication is important, and he is engaged into developing the communication skills among the corporates. He has published many papers in the lead journals, and he has presented many talks, seminars, and conferences. And he has the capability of leading a team, those who are self-driven individuals and as a team. And JAHAN-E and EduFam is blessed with his presence this morning and request him to kindly present his keynote address and at the same time motivate the aspirant leaders. Over to you, Dr. Ram.
It's wonderful and awesome. Really, thank you for giving elaborative introduction. Most of my friends already, they know me very well. Thank you, Catherine, for joining today. Other people like Fados and Mr. Nara, Ms. Geetha, and so many friends here, Shushavit and Rahul. Really wonderful Sunday. We are having this superficial inaugural function of LLB organized by Dr. Halima Sadia. My congratulations as well as best wishes for her to take the lead for the people who can able to transform their leadership role and the responses. I would like to start from my slides. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Very nice. So can you see the slides now? So today we are taking this particular session, the leadership coaching session for a month. So we are planning something in our mind. What would be a leader can contribute? How to transform a person? I hear some mic. Everybody can unmute yours, please. So that is the way we must need to think and prosper well. How do we able to acquire certain kind of the skills, the attitude in the mindset, how to contribute better, how to commit better, how to engage ourselves with the community where we are living. So the personal leadership is a kind of criteria. Each and everyone must need to endorse their skill sets, which are very, very essential. And other way, how do we able to accomplish ourselves the career skills or any kind of goal sets, what we designed so far, our personal development. Many people here are almost they are in professional value people, but we must need to endorse what kind of way we have to transform our mindset, transform our skill sets, transform our attitudes towards the personal leadership. Myself, Dr. B Ramanathan, I am the founder and managing director of ACE International Private Limited. ACE, the acronym defines for Aspire Community Excellence. So we are being global mindset people. So it is the time for us to think global. So according to the statement of Mahatma Gandhi, find yourself in the service of others. When you are doing any kind of service, any kind of support for others, then you can find yourself over there. It is the true words came from Mahatma Gandhi. As per his character, he is a personal leader and social leader and exceptional leader. So we have to admire his work. There are people who are occupying the way of leadership when they are getting the position. That is the positional leaders. When you are getting an appointment as a team leader, as a kind of a director, or any boardroom is engaging you as a board of advisor or something. So it is the positional leadership. Or you are appointed as a kind of principal, as a kind of head of the department, or any kind of segregation for lead the team when you are engaging a group of people. At the personal leadership, how do you make yourself to transform in your mind? That is the very, very essential thing as of now. Everybody has uh, got this kind of positional leadership, but whether they are doing the performance according to the scenario through the personal leadership commitments. So the personal leadership portfolio, how do we define putting yourself under the microscope? You need to analyze, you have to reanalyze, you have to review whether do you have the quality of a leader, whether you have the commitments to serve better and service better for the people. So that is the mindset whether you do you have in your conditions or situations. That is the way you need to examine yourself under the screening of microscope kind of view. You can able to find out the way how do you accomplish your personal leadership portfolio. There are people who are doing the great things because of the leadership attributes. We can able to choose these four kind of characteristic model. The role model, when you are having your values for the example for to the people who are supporting and they are doing the energized or any kind of way to improve their learning strategy or anything, learn from yourself, or you are creating the atmosphere to learn in the surrounding. So today, Dr. Halima is making the role model, not only learn by herself, also making the team to learn and explore better. Another way, the inspirer, who can create more inspiring vision for the people, who can able to do the great things by achieving something in their performance or any kind of engagements. Enabler, the people who can empower the others, they can able to build the team members, they can able to contribute something with the collaborative or joint venturing kind of opportunities. Achiever, who can able to focus for their results which are enabling them to have some kind of opportunities to make it more achievable or something they can reach the great heights. How do we able to make our branding for the personal leadership? There are few things we can able to see here. The past, whether our past track record can contribute better for the values which are coming along with us as a kind of influencing, as a person you can able to be an influencer in the surrounding people. And another way, whether you are presentable, do you have the passion, do you have the value projections or value creations with your career accomplishments or your talents. So that is the way you can able to be presentable in the situation. And whether you are having the futuristic vision or futuristic conditions to manage the imagination, because now the disruptive challenges are inducing a lot of digital transformation solutions to get aligned with the people life, day-to-day life. These are all the challenges whether any person who can able to pursue, who can able to imagine, they can create the value for the people and they can able to visualize the scenario of the futuristic conditions. They can prepare the balancing between the life today and tomorrow. And legacy, whether you create any kind of legacy behind you, whether your contributions or your impactful action oriented performances create the value for the people who wanted to trace it for their improvement in their life. There are few ways because there is no more time, so I just go through very quickly. 6 ways how to strengthen your personal leadership. That is the way you can create the branding. First, you have to list out what you are loving, what you are affectionating, what you are passionating about your work, like that. And then you have to add it your performance or your kind of presence in the situation. So this kind of auditable analysis will help you where you are, how you are, what you are, so many ways. How do you able to segmentize yourself to fit into the situation or environment? Then you have to choose an accountability partner. So now today is not the era for a single man kind of attitude. So you have to be in a crowd, you have to be in a community, you have to be in a team. So you must need to endorse certain way. How do you engage your partners to work and align together for your goal sets to achieve? Create a tagline for your branding patterns. There are many people who are creating the value by the way of tagline. So that is the way they can able to brand them up. So that we must need to think. Swami Vivekananda, he made the statement, arise, awake, arise. So that way you have to contribute something for the people who can able to visualize. So we must need to have certain kind of tagline for the people how to create the value and transform the conditions as far as now. Design an action plan. You must need to plan for yourself how to create a goal set, short-term goals or long-term goals. How can you segmentize it? How can you align to achieve it? Ask yourself the questions at many times. Then only you can able to find out the answer or that will increase the value for you, retain the conditions to improve the strategies. Personal leadership has many things, but this framework can help you. You can think about your empowerment. You can think about your enabling action-oriented performances. You must need to be an inspirable person. You have to do some kind of developments for your career accomplishments or group engagements or social commitments and many more. So these are all the things are holding the accountability for you to transform as a personal leader. The personal leader need to follow this kind of developmental framework will enable you to keep on track and engage you to transform to be a leader in near future. Know and understand yourself is the must one. So then only you can categorize yourself how to create a kind of learning strategy to improve your qualities and making the performances which are aligning together to reach to the leadership group and the responses. So you must need to engage other people. You can analyze your outcomes, any results or reflections. That is the way you can able to reassess, reanalyze yourself and improve the strategy for reaching the better things. Here are 5 steps to develop your leadership skills. First one is the behavior, because the attitude is determining everything. The attitude is determining the altitude, the proverb. So behavior is the key words. So you must endorse with the good behavior, good attitude for the people who can be able to get aligned with you. And communication.
Dr. Ram,
Yes.
last one, Dr. Ram, last 1 minute. Thank you very much.
So the communication is also a key factor. Managing capacity is also the another one. Development for the people management is also the critical things as of now. And you must to be a visualized person, futuristic visual vision you must endorse. The total leadership from the personal leadership towards the strategic leadership, you have to endorse all the characteristic features for your goals to showcase. What's your personal leadership style? There are many style for the people. So you must need to create the value how to endorse for the personal leadership style, which is very much suitable for you, very much aligned for your skill sets. The finally, empowering yourself is the criteria. You have to endorse with a lot of multi-talents and the multitask oriented conditions that is enabling you to empower in the scenario. IS International is committing to provide the service for the business excellence with our products and services. And we are supporting for the capability building for the people who wanted to achieve the greater things in their life. Thank you so much for your patience listening. And I hope this will create some value for this program as a keynote speaker. Thanks to Dr. Halima Sadia for inviting me to provide this keynote speech today. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ram. It was really an insightful presentation. And ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is Mr. Nara Subramaniam from Malaysia. Let me have the honor of introducing Mr. Nara Subramaniam. Mr. Nara Subramaniam is a business improvement specialist and resource management consultant. He has the background of 40 years in the corporate and business world. He is now living with his passion to build capacity and capability for corporates, SMEs, entrepreneurs, and startups. He can be contacted if any one of us need help, connect the dots, see around the corner, and transform to increase productivity through better leadership and self-management. He is a member of the Malaysian Association of Professional Speakers affiliated with the GSF. There are so many things to be mentioned about him, but considering the time constraint, I just wanted to say that by profession, he is a chartered accountant and he's a certified coach from University of Malaysia. I welcome Mr. Nara Subramaniam to this session, and I hope that he as a great leader is going to motivate the young and aspiring leaders. Over to you, Mr. Nara. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Halima. It's always a pleasure to be here with you and with all our good friends here today. So again, I wanted to thank you. In fact, I want to thank all of you to be here as well. And I would like to also congratulate all the participants and for attending this wonderful program by Dr. Halima. And I would encourage everyone to continue to attend this program and also encourage others to attend, because this is a topic that is going to be so evergreen and important for everyone. Every challenge by itself is invigorating for the mind, isn't it? So we find that there is a need to discover ourselves, our potentials and our talents. When should we actually do this? I would encourage each of you to just get into the chat box and write, when should we discover ourselves? When should we work on our potentials? When should we work on our talents? What and how do we develop our leadership strengths? Please go in and check. What are your thoughts about this? And following on to that, I would also like to say that the key question always in our mind is who are we? What are our values? What are our strengths and weaknesses? This is what leadership is all about, right? Strengths and weaknesses, our talents, our potential, and how do we develop, as well as how do we display these things. So I find that the answer is always different for each of us. And the answer is really within us. The identity is really within us. It's our responsibility to get these answers. And the answers must be relevant and appropriate for us, because it is not a one size fits all. And I look at it as not all of us are fortunate to have someone study us and advise us about leadership, about strengths, about our management capabilities. Even if we did have a coach, even if we did have someone, a guide to show us and teach us, what about as we change? What about the following year? What about the next big event in our life? So I found that we need to have a knowledge about ourselves. We also need to develop a formula within us to have a continuous learning. So I want to talk to you about my formula. And if it resonates, yes, that would be very nice. You may want to see how you may want to emulate, or you may also please give me your thoughts about this. And as leadership is all about continuous learning, I'm here also to learn from each and every one of you. So my formula is MPGT. And I'll explain a little bit about that. What did we learn from our parents? What are the teachings that we learned from our first teachers in life? For me, that is M, right? All about Mother. Mother, as our first teacher, teaches us so much about life in general, but how do we extract the values of leadership from our first teachers in life, from our mother, from our father. So for me, it was all about learning about values, learning about integrity, learning about honesty. Every leader needs these characteristics, isn't it? If you look around our leaders around us, around our world, around us, as we are surrounded by so many, are they displaying such values? If they don't, then maybe we need to start looking for different leaders. Declare your values. What are your values? Identify your values and stick with them. What about our next teacher? My next teacher, of course, is father. Mother and father, of course, they are almost on the same pedestal. But father talks about discipline, talking about ownership. And of course, there will always be vulnerabilities. Understand the vulnerabilities and develop the strengths. He always used to talk about focus on the right thing. And one interesting thing was, he was a financial person. I ended up picking up the talents from him. Focus on the right thing. Every I was dotted, every T was crossed. Accuracy was most important. Continuously upgrade yourself. This is what he would always say. And strengthen your mind. So leadership cannot be done without these qualities. What about guru, right? And I always think back, every time there is some issue that I think about in my life, as an ongoing matter, I think about my gurus, my teachers, my school principals. They always used to say, remember that transparency is the key. And also remember that failure is a natural occurrence throughout our life. Treat it as one of the occurrences of our passage, and make sure you deal with the failures, overcome them, don't let them surmount you. Seek feedback. We need to continuously seek feedback to build self-awareness. So as you go along in your careers, in your studies, in your future endeavors, remember this, we need to seek feedback. And finally, Devam, right? Remember that someone is always watching. There is always someone above us. You may treat it as a God, as a universe. What do you learn from around you, from the world around you? Remember that, and you can draw on that power to help you as you go along in your leadership journey. Remember also to treat others as you wish to be treated. Don't violate anybody's trust, and have a humanitarian approach in everything that you do. So these are some of the examples that I would like to share with you. There are many, there are numerous examples that you will come across as each and every one of you, embark on your future careers. And there are numerous examples to learn from the world of business, from the world of your careers, both positive and negative. If we want to be wise leaders in our organizations, we must continuously study the actions of other leaders, not to repeat their errors or their wrong ways, but emulate their most admirable and effective traits. And what about after us? Dr. Ram spoke about successors, and our successors need to learn as much as we do. And if we do not develop our successors, then whatever we have created will disintegrate. So develop the next level of your successor. Leadership must also have followers. The biggest secrets to success: know who you are and know where you're going. I always use the formula of Ikigai, and maybe that is something that for each of us to understand what is our Ikigai, and how do we continue to use it in every aspect of our life. So I want to thank again Dr. Halima and every one of you for being here. I hope this has also added some value to you, and I look forward to your feedback. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Halima.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Nara. It was really spoken from the person who has led more than 40 years a dynamic role of the leadership, and that was reflected in your speech. Thank you very much for being with us. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is from USA, Janab Javed Mirza Sahab.
Dear friends, it's a great pleasure for me to be here with you guys.
Javed Sahab, allow me if you give me the honor of just saying a few words about you.
Sure,
if
please.
you don't mind. Yeah, please. So, ladies and gentlemen, Javed Mirza Sahab has experience in teaching, entrepreneurship, and community development. He is interested in economics, politics, technology, writing, and ecology, and he is very passionate for progressive social change and sustained prosperity and growth of the marginalized people around the world. And right now, he is engaged into a very special project of empowering the teachers through the training programs. I welcome Mr. Javed Mirza to the session, and I hope that your leadership quality is going to benefit the young and aspiring leaders. Over to you, Javed sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Halima. It's a pleasure for me to be here with a distinguished panel of people here, some of the international figures. I'm speaking from New York and rather late at night, but it's lovely to be here. And I see that you have embarked on a whole month's program, which is, I'm sure that it will really add to something people to emulate and understand what leadership is. You know, leadership does play a very important role in societal development. You know, without the leadership, there is really no momentum. We see that leadership has been functional in all aspects, whether you are looking at political leadership like that of, say, Mr. President Abraham Lincoln, even Mahatma Gandhi. You have the scientific leadership by people like Albert Einstein or Mr. Newton, and look up everywhere else. Political leadership is not only there, but also there is leadership in economic thought. You know, example, Karl Marx and Keynes, people that I have studied quite a bit, and look up army leadership, military leadership. Look at this great guy, General Giap, who was able to defeat both the French and the Americans in Vietnam. Look at General Sun Tzu of China, who wrote the great book, The Art of War, and so on and so forth. You know, when we have all these distinguished leaders, we are able to sort of nail down some of the important aspects that made them so distinguished. You know, what are those things here? The first question that comes to mind is, does leadership come from out of the air? Are they born as leaders? You know, I don't think that anybody is born as such, because all leaders, you know, that you see, they come from various backgrounds. Some may have been born rich, or some people are, most of them are not born rich. They grow, they nurture themselves. So it is not the DNA that produces the leadership, but it is the circumstances, the environment, the sensitivity to the surroundings that, you know, motivates some people to be outstanding, to take up the challenge, to meet the challenge, to conquer the challenge, to succeed. That's what distinguishes the leaders here. And the leaders are not alone in this. The leaders come up with teams, they come up with ideas, which is what is called the vision. So leaders are also people with vision. And this vision is not just an ordinary vision. It is something that makes people think. People are able to see a new vision of themselves, of society, and that's what joins them with the leaders. So the leaders are these magnets. Besides these things here, all leaders, to be successful, they must be hardworking, they must be persevering, they must be persistent. So that is another important trait of the leader here, not to give up, to continue the work here until success is gained. If success is not gained, it doesn't matter. You know, leadership is not something that can be measured in a matter of time. It may take centuries for a person to be able to understand that. You know, look at the case of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, you know, he died at a very early age, but what is the impact that he left? And that lasted for thousands of years. And that did not happen right away. It took a long time to do that. So coming with this, I would like to take up a specific example and then, see how this example will really nail down what leadership is. And the leadership example that I'm taking up is that of Prophet Muhammad. Why do I take up the example of Prophet Muhammad? Because, a guy who wrote a book, he wrote about the 100 most influential persons in the world. This guy is Michael Hart. He's an American scientist. And in that book, he put Prophet Muhammad on the very top as number one. And what was the reason for that? Going up through his life, we realized that when he was born, he was basically an orphan. And then he was a herder, he would herd sheep. So from such modest background, what was it that made him so distinguished? It was his characteristics of being honest, of being trustworthy. So the honesty and trustworthy earned him a nickname as being a very trustable man. And it is this trust and this honesty that made the rich woman of the town, Mrs. Khadija, seek him out to work for her. And when he performed in a very exemplary manner, she was very inspired and she said, I would like to marry you. Think about it. A woman who is 40 years old and the man is 25 years old, he's not educated, while she's in a high class stuff here, but she's saying, I would like to be with you. And look at this man also. He agrees to her. He has the opportunity of marrying younger folks, but he says no. He has seen something of a high quality in her. He can perceive that. So, he's being also very bold. Bold is another characteristic, to think in a society where, having more than one woman was a very common thing here, and a younger woman here, but he's marrying somebody who is 15 years older. He's marrying somebody who has already been widowed and divorced. So these are, very bold characteristics, not common with everyone here. And then what? Then he pursues the business and he shows a great example. But then he's not satisfied with it. It doesn't satisfy him. What does he do? What doesn't satisfy him? What doesn't satisfy him is the social environment around him. It is the slavery. It is the nature of abominations going on. It is the idolatry. It is the condition of the children, of the woman. And he says, I cannot tolerate this. I have to work against this. And he starts to work for it. And how does he do that? Again, the wisdom comes through. It's not just, jumping into it, but in a very steady, slow manner. Builds up a small coterie of people and things become very bad. When things become bad, then he is seduced by saying, we'll give you the best of the woman, the most of the money, but he doesn't fall for that. He believes in something. He has a vision. He has a clarity in thought. He pursues that. He takes pain for that. And ultimately he has to migrate to another place. And when he goes there, he's building up at the same time a different sect of people who are willing to work with him. These are the Ansar people of Medina. And then he wages war against the people who are against him. And how does the war work? His force is 1/3 of the opposition force, but they don't give up. They are highly motivated and they win the war. So these characteristics of being able to fight it out by pursuing oneself in a very persevering manner, having a visionary stuff here, this is what makes a person a difference. This is the leadership here. I would like to just bring out the fact that leadership can also be very negative leadership. Hitler was a negative leader, and Bhagat Singh was a positive leader. Young man, he showed some example here. So regardless of the fact that, you are doing something which may or may not be successful, pursue the right thing here. Be visionary, be active, be bold, be, involved with work here. And that is what leadership is. It is what you show people what the future can hold for you and for everybody else. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Javed Sahab. It was really, really very, very impressive and very effective, especially by quoting the examples of the great leaders in past. You have really made it very comfortable and easy for the young aspiring leaders to understand what true leadership is. Thank you very much. And now our next speaker is, I would like to invite Mr. Rahul Patki. I don't know why again and again I am saying him doctor. Maybe God is going to provide the opportunity when he is going to pursue his doctorate. So anyway, I would like to invite Mr. Rahul Patki, who is an engineer by profession and a motivational speaker by passion. So Rahul, over to you, please.
Okay, thank you. Now I can. Thank you, ma'am. And just for you, one day I will be doctor. I will try my best. And there are enough people for me to guide. There are many doctors here. So yes, one day it will be possible. And yes, with that, like right now, before being doctor, I like to serve my communities, my people with the right mindset of grow rich. And that's my mission right now. I'm working on it with all my community, all my it's like people I have in my life. And here, especially this nice initiative by Dr. Halima about leadership. I really like the idea, and she's really working on it since I've talked with her many times on this aspect, and I can sense that energies, there's her intention about really creating the leaders, and that is a rare thing people we can see in society. She's determined to do that, and that's the reason I connected with this mission, and I'm almost working with her. And in this 1 month, we will talk about like a soul set. It's apart from like a wealth set, there are many aspects to our lives: wealth, health, and in health, you can say there is a soul part. Okay, so we need to work on soul is definitely an important aspect. And why I am talking about that is like grow rich is, yes, I many times mentioned on many platforms. Grow rich is apart from money, it's about like your holistic growth, right? And definitely in holistic growth, soul is most important. And you might support me on this, our conscious, whatever we are seeing right now, whatever we are feeling, it's just 20%. It's just our conscious mind, and almost 80% is our unconscious or subconscious. We can call it as meta conscious. So soul set is like, if I can relate it both together. Soul set is nothing but our meta conscious, and there are very less education about about how to develop, how to groom our soul set, our meta conscious. Very less. Even education system cannot talk on this. But yes, with this kind of leaderships, this kind of initiatives which Dr. Halima is doing, maybe LSN is doing, we can touch that. Maybe just a small contribution, but definitely. So with that, I like to present a small presentation, which is about, okay.
Rahul, your time is now 2 minutes left.
Yes. Okay, thank you, ma'am. So basically, if we see what is basically success, many times we talk about success, growing in life. But yes, success basically manufactured. Everything what we try to develop, try to imagine, first comes into the mind. So success is manufactured. Sorry, I'm talking about some like a very engineering term or scientific things, but as an engineer, I can't hold myself back. But yes, success is manufactured in mind. And while the happiness Happiness is one of the our eternal goal, you can say. And to touch that, to do that, the soul is the only source, you can say. You can be happy from the soul. There is no other outside factor is there. I'm talking about true happiness. So yes, so with this means in this 1 month, we will talk a lot about, we will do some activities around the how to serve in a right way to our soul. Okay. And what is basically soul set? When we're talking about soul set, and there are mindset, soul set, wealth set, health set. One of them is definitely soul set. So how to do that means what we need to do. So basically recover the unrealized. There is a lot of potential inside all of us, which is still unrealized. We don't know about that. And we need to work on that. Unutilized, it is not utilized because we don't know it, that power within you. So you need to first realize that, utilize it, and that potential, and that is a ultimate, you can say ultimate satisfaction for you. So we will work on that in this next 1 month, and that's all. We are I like to keep it short and sweet. Thank you, Dr. Halima.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was really very nice. And thank you very much for volunteering for this 1 month challenge. And Rahul is going to touch the soul of the participants of this camp. And the first week's challenge he has already given, going to announce when I am going to inaugurate the program, inaugurate the full 1 month challenge. Thank you very much, Rahul. And our next speaker is a very cheerful, charming, and the youngest participant by heart, I must say. And I would like to welcome Dr. Alka. Dr. Alka Chadda is from Mumbai, and she is a happiness coach. And Hope and Care is the organization she is directing. And with lots of happiness, joy, and with lots of cheerfulness, I would like to invite Dr. Alka Chadda. Over to you, Dr. Alka Chadda, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Halima. It's always a pleasure to associate with you. And I first and foremost congratulate you for the wonderful work that you're doing on the leadership panel. And I would always love to be a part of the conversations with you. Thank you so much. So today the topic that has been given to me is my very, very favorite topic. And that is the role of physical activity in fitness. So friends, I want to tell you one thing. No matter what we become, no matter what we do, today, if you look at the body, because of the pandemic also, the body has become constrained because of lack of movement. And I want to just remind you that my tagline is movement is life. If you see Dr. Halima, she has fastest fingers, she will be working with the fingers all the time, so fast. And her life is also about movement. She's always finishing one project and then she's on the other project. This is not only about the projects. I'm talking about the human body also. The human body is made for movement. The more we move, if you read the Ikigai book also, there also they have mentioned exercise doesn't mean that 1 hour of exercise in the morning. Exercise means moving the body throughout the day. Today, let me tell you, if I have an argument with my husband, I will rush to the refrigerator. Why? Because I want to eat something very nice, which gives me serotonin, which gives me something to make me feel comfortable, to make me feel happy. But I tell you, food is the most commonly used anti-anxiety drug. But exercise is the most rarely used anti-anxiety drug. But if we can walk, if you get angry with your wife or your husband or your children or anybody, just go for a walk. I tell you, when we go for a walk, the pleasure that we get when we are walking. See, when we are creating a problem in our house, inside the house, sitting in the same place, it's not going to solve. When we go out of the house, when we go underneath the sky, when we are thinking in a different ambience, the youngsters always want a different ambience. They want to go to a restaurant. They want to go to a big hotel. They want to spend money because they want to change their ambience. Friends, I want to tell you that today, the best ambience is nature. If we can just go out for a walk underneath the sky and let the sun shine on your body, on your face, and just see the effect that it brings on your mind and on your body. So friends, exercise brings about a lot of hormones, a lot of neurotransmitters from the brain, and that is called the serotonin and also the endorphins. These are the feel-good hormones. try and understand this thing, very, very important. And morning when we go out now, there is another hormone which is called BDNF. It is called the brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And this brings about the happiness inside the heart of a person, inside the soul of the person. So exercise, physical activity is very, very important for your mind, for your body, for your soul. Now, what happens is when we start walking, or when we are moving on the treadmill, or when we are doing the exercise with our muscles, what are the advantages? I will tell you very, very quickly. First is we are breathing fast, we are breathing more. So it brings about a better capacity of our lungs. Second is our heartbeat goes faster. Am I right? How many of you agree that your heartbeat goes faster? The heart doesn't, yes, very nice. The heart doesn't beat only when you look at your lover. The heart beats fast also when you start walking. So when we start walking and we speed up our walking, our heart goes faster and faster. And that is very good for our heart health. Slowly, when we make walking or our exercise into a natural habit, our blood pressure starts falling. Initially, during the exercise, the pulse will go up, the blood pressure will go up. But when we relax and when we make it into a habit, our blood pressure starts falling. Today, friends, I find a lot of youngsters coming in my clinic, 36-year-old lady taking anti-hypertensive medicines. Feel very sad for them. I just tell them, try to do some walking, try to do some exercise. We can stop your anti-hypertensive medications. Finally, I want to say that the obesity or the weight that has been lost by walking or by exercise, it is not only about walking or exercise, it is about training our mind. How do we train our mind is by mind controlling. We in India, we are blessed with yoga, we are blessed with lot of disciplines, tools and techniques we have by which we can train our mind. And I feel that that is the best way to control our body and our mind. The other advantages of exercise, as I told you, is heart, the lungs, anxiety. It changes your mood. So if you have a fight with your husband or your wife, just go for a walk. And when you come back, you will feel like hugging your husband or you'll feel like hugging your wife or your children. And I guarantee you that, because your mood will change. The other thing, very important thing I want to tell you is when we do the anti-gravity exercises, when we are doing bone training, muscle training, it helps us to improve the quality of our bones. Friends, my mission today is, I'm married to an endocrinologist. So my mission and my husband's mission is to prevent the fragility of bones and to prevent the fracture of bones after the age of 50. Our bone strength is built up by the age of 30. The bone balance is built up by the age of 30. When we are earning money, our money balance can go on and on increasing till the time we are making money, until the time we are investing money. But it doesn't happen like this for the bone. The bone balance, the bone bank is full at the age of 30. After that, it starts falling slowly. And at the age of 40, 50, 55, it falls very rapidly in females and also in males. Males are not exempted from osteoporosis. So the best way to make your bones strong is by exercising, by walking, and by anti-gravity exercises. What else is remaining? Today, it has been shown that the exercise can also prevent some amount of cancer in the body. If you find somebody who's having a lot of cancer in the breast or some other parts of the body, very likely that 9 out of 10 times that person is going to be obese. So I've told you enough reasons for moving your body. And one thing is that sitting in a position at one time for more than half an hour is a risk factor equal to high cholesterol, equal to high blood pressure, equal to smoking. So think about it. Sitting on the Zoom meeting for too much time, get up in the middle, go out, go to the window, look at the neighbor, what she's doing, what he is doing, wink at the neighbor, do what you want, and then come back and sit on your Zoom. I want to tell you one more thing, friends, that diabetes, the blood pressure, and all these metabolic disorders are helped by walking and by exercise. Our sugar levels drop, our cholesterol and our triglycerides drop, and we can help to control our diabetes and our triglycerides and our lipids. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And exercise and move your body. You can dance, we can play some music and you can dance, and dancing is the best exercise, which can be mood elevating and which is also best for your body. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
So ladies and gentlemen, as advised by the doctor, kindly stand up and let's do some physical exercises. Just stretch up your arms. Yes. Now clap. 1, 2. We have a physical education teacher among us. Yes, Anika ma'am is there and she will appreciate. Yes, Anika ma'am. And she
Can
is
play
going
some bhangra music we
yes,
can
how
play.
Yes, ma'am.
how we can express ourselves and then how we can sit again. Thank you, everyone. I think now you are refreshed. Let's move to our next speaker, and our next speaker is an IAS officer, and he is a motivational speaker, and he is a gentleman who is concerned about the education of the minority people. You know, we know the condition of the minorities in India and how they are suffering and how they are lagging behind. As per the Sachar committee report, we all know that what has been told in that committee report, that even their condition is less than the SC and STs. So I'm speaking about IAS Dr. Hajjah Shahid Sahab, and he is going to be our next speaker. I would like to request him to kindly be with us. But before that, let me introduce Dr. Hajjah Shahid. So Hajjah Muhammad Shahid Sahab is an Indian career civil servant, academic administrator who formerly served as Vice Chancellor of Maulana Azad National Urdu University and Registrar of Jamia Millia Islamia University. He was also an eminent visitor to the University Grants Commission, and he also previously served as the Joint Secretary to Government of India, and he is a Central Secretariat Service Officer. And after his retirement, he is fully engaged into educational activities, uplifting the society and the educational status of the people. Over to you, Dr. Hajjah Shahid Sahab. Shahid Sahab, please unmute yourself. Unmute kar lijiye. Ji.
Host has to unmute me, I suppose. I am unmute now. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Thank you very much. First of all, my apologies for not joining earlier because of some technical reason. And I have been struggling to join your Zoom meeting for the last half an hour plus, but couldn't succeed unless I registered myself and then I got into it. So I didn't know this time that registration was essential. That was my lack of understanding of the meeting or about technicalities of the meeting. Therefore, Dr. Sadia, I could not hear the earlier speakers and their point of view on the subject. And as I talked to you yesterday or day before about this meeting, I understand the meeting is about the leadership among the youngsters. And when this concept of leadership comes to our mind, most of us, when we were young and when we joined these government services and we underwent various programs or training, when we were talked about leadership, role of leaders, we always have one leader in our mind, and that is a political leader. Unfortunately, the only leader which comes to our mind is the political leadership, and which is really not a role model for us, at least in this country. So we always carried away that leadership is something which none of us desire. But later on, when we grew in our service, when we grew in our public life, we came to know that leadership is nothing to do with the position. Leadership is nothing to do with the office. Leadership is nothing to do with the authority which you carry. Leadership is related to your performance. Leadership is related to your performance and your skills and your knowledge. Now, if you have skills, knowledge, and performance, and if you deliver, then you are a leader. And unfortunately, most of us carry this impression in our mind that if I am a Joint Secretary to Government of India, if I am a Vice Chancellor, if I am a Minister, I am a leader. I can lead, but that's not, unfortunately, that's not the situation. In a real life, I have seen a number of times that a junior officer, a lowest most officer in our hierarchy has suggested something And ultimately, it has been agreed by the topmost person. Who is the leader? The person who started, who has suggested that point of view, not the one who's saying, I agree. The one who has suggested, he is the one who has taken the initiative. He has applied his mind, he has applied his skill knowledge and given a particular solution or suggestion, or he has taken the lead. So the example I am giving this to elaborate my point. The young mind should understand that the leader is not necessarily an office, an authority, or a position. It has to be your performance and your deliverance. The point number one. The point number two is that what do you expect from a leader? When you want to have a leader, what do you expect from a leader? What do you want to have? Handsome person, a charming person, a good-looking person, or a good English-speaking person, or English or Hindi or Urdu speaking person? I mean, he's a good orator. What are you looking for? They must have some role model in your mind. You must carry some role model in your mind. And this role model develops. It's not a very static role model. It comes, maybe keep changing over a period of time. Today, my role model can be my father, my mother, at a young age, my sister. Tomorrow, it can be my teacher. Next time, it can be my boss. Next third time, it can be my business partner, and so on and so forth. Or it may be a combination of a lot of personalities. It cannot be a combination of one single personality. A combination of traits or qualities of a lot of personality. And that role model we carry in our mind, and that we try to aspire most of the time. Young mind try to aspire. You get inspired from your teacher, and you want to become a good teacher like A, B, C, D. I still remember my school teachers. I still remember teachers who were science teacher in my class 5, 6, 7, 8. And I remember I used to follow a dream to become like one of him. And then I still remember my coach in the cricket ground, a very handsome, tall Sardarji. I aspire to be a person like him. So whenever you change your atmosphere or circumstances, your role models keep changing. Point I'm trying to drive at: all of us in our mind has to have a role model to follow, and that role model becomes our leadership role model also. And it's not a static role model; it keeps changing. Now, in these role models, ultimately, normally we do not analyze what do you want, what are we looking for, but certain things we always look for. And I think our young mind should keep exploring these qualities and traits in their role models of leadership. I give you an example. To make my point. I think then I may conclude because time may not permit me to go ahead with a lot of examples. I'll point to just 1 or 2 points and I'll conclude. I have a colleague, and I can share his name also. His name was Mr. Nagpal. Mr. Nagpal was much senior to me in age in my office situation, and when he used to come to the office, he used to scold his junior staff very often. He used to scold them on everything when they are coming late, when they are not doing work. Otherwise, he was quite harsh. Contrary to that, I was quite polite to my staff, nature-wise. But I found Mr. Nagpal's staff was very, very respectful toward Mr. Nagpal. Very respectful. Always respect him, despite Mr. Nagpal scolding them left and right whenever he is angry, whenever he doesn't happy, and whatever it is. Then I try to understand what is the reason. I asked one of his clerks, I asked one of his assistants that Mr. Nagpal is so harsh to you, and still you all love him, you respect him, you also always want to work with him. He told me, sir, Mr. Nagpal is a knowledgeable person, and whenever we have problem, we go to him, and he is there to solve us. And this fellow looked toward Mr. Nagpal's knowledge, higher levels of understanding, higher levels of experience, and he is inspired from that. A. B told me that Mr. Nagpal always protects our mistakes. He protects his subordinates. If we commit any mistake, then he will scold us. But before a senior officer or outer world, he protects our mistake, take care of our shortcomings, and give us a lot of training, give us a learning atmosphere. I have given you just 2 points. High knowledge of Mr. Nagpal and the quality of Mr. Nagpal to protect his staff. Now, this is inspiring his staff, and his staff is ignoring all his scolding and anger and respecting him and loving him. This is just 2 point I have said. You can add third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10 point, a number of points in a person to be inspired from that person or to respect that person. And this goes day in, day out in our daily life. Point I'm trying to drive at, that you try to evolve such points and from such personalities, look into their personalities, inspire them, and consciously or unconsciously, these traits from your seniors or superiors or colleagues or subordinates or some or a peer group slowly built up in your personality also, and you built up your personality, and all these qualities which you built in up help you in playing a leadership role in your given situation. That leadership role can be in your family, can be in your shop, can be in your classroom. You need not be a class monitor to become a leader. You can become a leader by be an active participant. So friends, what I'm trying to say that if you want to play a leadership role, you need not to have a 100% perfection in your personality. As I give you an example, you have to have certain traits which you have imbibed from your role models, believe in them, have faith in those traits, built up on that, and those traits, maybe I can take certain standard name, maybe self-confidence, maybe your sincerity or whatever it is. You can keep on adding all these words, all these adjectives or all these well-meaning words which you practice in your daily life, and you need necessarily to practice in daily life. Point I'm going to say, imbibe all those traits which you like to see in others, imbibe in them, and use them in your given circumstances: family, friends, cricket ground, office situation, mohalla situation, whatever it is. And then you will definitely play a leading role without holding any office, without holding any authority, and you will be respected by us. This is my simple message to young mind. I don't want to dwell on this topic at length. Lots of written on leadership, lots of books are available in the market, lots of, if you search on Google, lots of material available. But from my personal experience of working in Government of India and working with NGOs and working with many other situations and work situation, I have learned that if you have certain traits which you imbibe in yourself, like them, have confidence in them, and play that around in your given situation. Dr. Halima Saadia knows in our various NGOs, we have certain times a leading role from our youngest member of our group, or smallest in the sense that he may not be holding a position of president or vice president or treasurer or secretary. He may be just one member. Sometimes they play a very leading role in a given situation by their skills and knowledge and human qualities, etc. Thank you very much, Dr. Halima Saadia. I think I have made my point clear with some few examples which I have at my command. But a lot of literature is available. Anybody wants to go through textbook, learn from textbook, or learn from experiences from persons like us. Thank you very much. Nice to allow me to talk to you this group.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Hajjah Shahid Sahab. It was really a great speech, I must say, on the leadership that I have heard in recent times, especially when you have highlighted important points. Is that the person is a truly well-wisher of the people when he is pointing out their mistakes and correcting them. So apparently he may be harsh, but his intention is to bring the change, to bring the quality in the people. And secondly, when the smallest unit can prove himself or herself as the leader of the group. That's really, these 2 points are the key takeaways for me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me invite the next speaker. Next speaker is from Malaysia, Dr. Geetha Subramaniam. Professor Dr. Gita Subramaniam is currently working at the Graduate School of Business, SEGi University. Geetha does research in women and work development economics issues and Gen Y issues and labor economics. Her current project is on flexible working arrangements, subjective well-being and productivity. On behalf of LLB, led by, I would like to extend my warm welcome to Dr. Geetha Subramaniam. Now over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Halima, for this opportunity. Good afternoon, everyone from Malaysia. To all honorable speakers, respected participants, and my dearest students. Firstly, congratulations to all the students who have taken the first step in your leadership journey. I'm actually always so inspired when Dr. Halima invites me to a session, as I know how enriching her sessions are. Dr. Halima, you're a true passionate leader, okay? So most of the speakers before me have already discussed many facets of leadership, vision, leadership qualities, role model, etc. And I was asked to talk on my personal leadership and the road to success. So what I'm going to do in the next 4 minutes is using an anecdote. Mine will be a bit lighter than the others. Using an anecdote, I'm going to share 3 main thoughts with all of you, especially the young aspiring future leaders here. We have a very young Alicia here. The way she writes her comments in the chat box itself shows us that there's a true leader in the making. Okay, so well done, Alicia. So coming to my anecdote, as we face challenges in our journey of life towards success, I take inspiration from Mahatma Gandhi. So Mahatma Gandhi is being mentioned the second time, just now by Dr. Ram. So his quote, champions are made from something they have deep inside of them, a desire, a dream, a vision. So this brings me to my first sharing for this session, the 3 Ds, the dream, the drive, and the determination. So especially for the young ones, when I was growing up at the age where most of our youth participants already had a dream, I actually didn't have a dream. I didn't know what I would like to be, what I was going to do, what was my career, but I was very lucky because my mother had a dream for me. So her dream was me to become a doctor. So I tried to chase her dream, not my dream, but what happened was due to marks requirement and all, I couldn't enter medical. But somehow along the way, I pursued my degree and I'm finally a doctor. So relating to how did I apply the 3 Ds in my story? Firstly, my mom's dream became my dream. So all the young ones here, I'm sure you already have a dream. And remember, the dream can change along the way. So you may call it a dream or you may call it a vision. Whatever it is, there's something which is going to move us. The second D, drive. So what was my drive? My motivation to continue to move up the career ladder. So most times we all look for inspiration and motivation extrinsically or externally, but truly speaking, we all have this internal motivation. This motivation can be internalized by looking at the role model around you, your parents, your teacher, some course you attend. You look at Dr. Halima here, she can be another role model. The youth course, youth leadership course which you all are attending, all these are places where you actually get your motivation and your drive. That's the second D. As for me, I took my motivation from my parents, my brother, and my niece. The third D, determination. A firm belief. I had this firm belief, yes, I can do it. And I'm very sure all of you here have that belief. So I was very determined and I had 3 specific goals and I achieved all the 3 goals. So like what Stephen Covey's second habit says, always begin with the end in the mind and work towards it. So all of you have taken your first step, the youth here, you have taken your first step. Yes, all the best. Okay, I'm going to go to my second point. I would like to highlight here the importance of writing down. Yeah, so maybe because I'm an academic, I'm talking about writing, but this is something which is talked about by Dr. Gail Matthews from California. He says that when you come to a crossroad, a junction, you don't know whether you need to turn to the left or the right, and you need to make a major challenge. Take out a piece of paper and write down what are your options. So basically, it's like a cost-benefit analysis you're doing. So this helps you to clear your mind. It clarifies your emotions and it gives you better ideas. So coming back to my story, yes, when I faced a major challenge of doing my PhD local or overseas, I took out a piece of paper and I wrote down what are the pros and cons. So this is something which all the young ones here can try, and even the not so young ones also can try. Okay, third and finally, in this journey of life and facing challenges, one aspect we all should never neglect is the 2 P's. Okay, so what are the 2 P's? Okay, there's not much time, so I can't ask you all to guess, but it's prayers and parents. Okay, so prayers are very important and parents are also very important. So I leave all my young participants here, especially the aspiring young leaders, with 3 points for you all to ponder as you all attend your leadership course, as you all go further into your journey of life, as you pursue your studies, or as you go on to work. Firstly, always begin with the end in mind, but apply the 3 Ds at every stage. And then facing challenges just will become so much simpler just by writing out in a piece of paper. Okay, what are your options? And finally, the 2 P's. Don't forget your parents and prayers. Okay, I would like to add one parting thought here. In the earlier days, we always believed that education is the key to success. Okay, the phrase moved on to knowledge is the key to success. And with the advent of ICT, and knowledge is at a click of a finger, no more knowledge is a key to success, but wisdom to use the knowledge is the key to success. So with that, I would like to say thank you all for your kind attention, and thank you so much, Dr. Halima. You are a big role model for women like me. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Wow, Dr. Geetha, it was really a wonderful speech with lots of anecdotes, examples, and lots of D's and P's. It is easier for the people to understand and remember for a longer period of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr.
And our next speaker is an advocate, and she is very passionate about the women empowerment and helping the people in need, not only as advocate, but as a social reformer, social worker, and a motivational speaker. She is an advocate on record as Supreme Court of India, enlisted in the Forbes Legal Power List 2020-21 as one of the top individual lawyers. She has been also awarded with Legal Rising Star Award 2021. She is the additional standing counsel of Delhi State Industrial and Infrastructure Development Corporation, DSIIDC, and amicus curiae for National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. She represents Government of Delhi and Delhi Waqf Board, being panel counsel for both the bodies. She appears for High Court of Delhi and Supreme Court of India in several cases of great significance. And she is a guest lecturer in several law schools and educational institutions. And she is a POSH expert, and she is an external committee member of Internal Complaints Committee in several corporates. I would like to welcome Advocate Firdaus Kutubwani with the warm regards. And the last introduction of Firdaus Kutubwani is that she is my most favorite student. Over to you, Firdaus. Thank you very much for gracing the occasion.
Thank you so much for this lovely introduction. Before that, a very good morning to everyone here. And like always, it's been pleasure to be on any of the panels and the programs that Dr. Sadia conducts. Because as one of the speakers said that, you know, even if you are at the top of the hierarchy, but sometimes there are people who may be lesser in the hierarchy, higher in the hierarchy, anywhere in the hierarchy, but somehow they teach you something. So it's been always a great pleasure to be learning from the leaders, who are always there on the panel of Dr. Sadia. Today also, from all the previous speakers, I learned a lot. And I want to thank each one of you for inspiring not only the participants here, but me as well. Now, this whole program about the leadership, first and foremost, I just want to congratulate Dr. Sadia and the organizations who are supporting this program. That they're conducting a very beautiful program, and it's need of the time. And I also congratulate the participants who have taken this initiative to learn about the leadership skills and to be sort of part of a panel of the teachers and the coach who would be guiding them through all this. For my understanding, always it has been that a leader is one who knows. It's actually John Maxwell's quote when he says, a leader is one who knows the way, and he goes the way and shows the way. So leader is someone who takes an initiative for something which most of the people won't go for. A leader is someone who would be very honest and full of integrity, would have a reality check for himself, knowing whether I have all these qualities to conduct such a program. And if he has certain subordinates, obviously, when you are a leader, you have subordinates to whom you are a leader. So you have followers to whom you are a leader. So he would have a reality check for himself and for the subordinates as well. I remember one of the speakers said that there was this person in his office who was very rude to his or say he was very blunt to his staff, but the staff was always very good to him. So it somewhere shows that a leadership skill or quality is one where you are very honest and full of integrity. You correct the person if the person is wrong. You don't follow the herd mentality, or you don't want just that the person should love you and should just follow you blindly. But in fact, the leader is one who shows you the way, who makes you understand that this, fine, you are doing this, it may be good, but this is not perfect, or this is the way you should be doing it. So, there are a number of leaders. Certain leaders are born leaders, but many of the leaders are those leaders who have to learn, who have to know what all skills are needed for a particular leadership. And they are not lesser leaders. Sometimes a person has inbuilt qualities to be a leader and needs some more skills and talent to be a good leader. I am a female advocate, and you are seeing that, I am wearing a scarf as well. And I believe that I was one of the first ones, I think, when I joined Honorable High Court and thereafter the Supreme Court. I was the first ones who was wearing the scarf and having her head high, walking through the corridors of the court and arguing the matters without thinking that, if this is going to sort of impact, make a negative impact, or maybe people would hate me for this or anything like that, any negative connotation would be brought to it. So I just followed what I wanted to do. And right now, it has inspired so many people, not only from my own particular religion, but from other religions also, who are the people who had certain kind of, inhibitions. They have dropped those inhibitions, and they have just understood that, when they have passion for a particular thing, then they should not be thinking, how other people would take them as. So when you are actually taking an initiative, when you are moving forward with a passion, that is very important to the society at large, other people also get influenced. Leadership is that. Leadership is actually, what is leadership? Leadership is that you're influencing others to follow and reach to a particular goal. Even if it's an organization where you have employees, you sort of engage them and influence them towards a particular goal. So it is always very important that you're very confident in what you are thinking. Whatever you think of doing, a particular goal you want to achieve, it's very important that you're full of conviction towards that. So in case you yourself are not convinced that a particular goal is something you should achieve or not, you cannot really take the whole team with you. So first and foremost, it's very important that you have complete conviction in whatever you want to go ahead with. So in my personal experience, what I have learned is, I feel that any person who actually wants to be a leader, or who is a leader, should be someone who listens effectively. It's very important that you have to hear others patiently. When you have your subordinates, or you have some people, who are taking you as a leader, they have different visions, they have different thoughts. Sometimes, as I earlier also said, sometimes what happens is, sometimes even you have to be a follower. Maybe a member of the team that you are leading has a good idea, or has such a plan which even you were not able to think about. So, even a leader has to be a follower. So it's very important that you listen patiently. Many times what happens that you have a whole team. Like in my office, I have a number of employees working for me and with me. So many times there are certain issues and problems. If as a leader you won't listen to them, then it actually collapses. The whole organization collapses. So it's very important that you listen to them. It's very important that you create an environment where you're able to, where they're able to come to you. Then it's very important that your team remains motivated. It's a very important skill for a leader, that the team should remain motivated. Sometimes a same set of work is being given to an employee, and then the employee gets bored of it. Even in the classrooms, I see that, many a times the students, they stop taking interest in the subjects. The teacher is a leader there. So, a teacher has to come out, or a leader has to come out with something that the team remains motivated. Then it's very important skill, that is discipline. We keep on saying we will do this, we will do that, but then we never execute it. In case of Dr. Sadia, I have seen that whenever she plans of doing something, she executes it. That is the discipline. So many ideas. I have seen that number of programs that Dr. Sadia initiates. I have seen many people coming out with these plans, but they don't execute it. So it is very important that a leader should have a skill of discipline. Discipline is very important. One more thing that's very important any leader should have, that is the constant learning. When one of the speakers here said that the staff said that why we appreciate this man, even if he is blunt to us, because when we go to him with a problem, he gives us a solution. So it's very important that you have knowledge. I bring it under the term knowledge, that you should have knowledge that how to sort out a certain problem that a person has. If somebody is asking for a suggestion, you should be able to give that suggestion. So for a leader, it's very important that he learns constantly. Constant learning is one of the very important aspects.
Last 1 minute, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Last 1 minute.
Yes, ma'am. Another thing is, I may be thinking that I am a very good advocate. Nobody can think like me. I am the arguments that I'm coming out with. But a leader has to be someone who has to include everyone with him. So it's very important that you should know how and when to delegate. You should be able to lead a team who should be able to understand and think that, okay, fine, this work, if we will do, we will get credit for this. And we would be also, our point would be taken into consideration. So it's very important. Then one more skill that's important for any leader is handling the conflicts. We have a number of people working for us or with us who are very difficult to handle, who create a negative impact on the whole environment. So you should be able to speak to the person, you should be able to listen to the person, and you should be also able to fire that person. That kind of honesty, integrity, and boldness, because one of the speakers said that the boldness is very important to be a leader. It should not, it's not game of heart. It is all a mind game. That is how, because that's a particular goal you have to reach. For that, you have to keep all this away, and you have to honestly tell to this person, okay, you are not good for us. Then the bottom line is that to be a leader, you need to think like a leader. And to think like a leader, you really need to, as Dr. Alka said, that you should eat good, then you should eat like a leader. One of the speakers here said that you should follow and look at other leaders. Don't copy other leaders, but see what their mannerism is. Because I constantly keep on telling Dr. Ram, Dr. Sadia, because and other leaders today I saw here, Dr. Javed and others, that you keep on inspiring me. It is not I would copy them. It is that new things you would keep on getting. And today we have this young Alicia here. I think many of us started commenting the moment we saw that she's commenting. And she knows the way. I am sure she would be a great leader. She knows the way. She's going through the way and she would be there on the top. So I feel after seeing Alicia and others who are there in the, who are commenting, that there are great participants. And from all the speakers, even Mr. Rahul, I think he is going to be part of this program continuously. Such a lively person. So I believe that all of you are going to benefit from this program and going to take away something from here. So thank you so much, Dr. Sadia and all the speakers. It was great learning from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Firdaus. Thank you very much. It was very lively and it was very full of practical knowledge that you have experienced during this own leadership capacity. Thank you very much, Firdaus, for your words. And now we have a young participant here who was the participant of the first batch of leadership camp. Although that camp was not for full 1 month challenge, it was just a theoretical program for 4 weeks. We had the leadership talks for them and leadership discussions. This time the leadership camp is entirely different. It is a challenge based. I would like to invite Maaz Ahmed to kindly speak in the light of his own experience. Yes, Maaz Ahmed from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Maaz Ahmed. I'll be talking about speech is not a position, rather a mindset. A leader is best when people barely knows he exists. When his work is done, his aim fulfilled, they will say, we did it ourselves. By Lao Tzu. We all play a role as a leader in many different areas of our lives. Most of the time, we are not aware of the impact we have on others. Think about the role of moms at home, teaching toddlers to walk and talk, or teenagers, captains, or sport teams. Leadership is defined by the way you think and the way you behave. We all have the capability to be leaders. It shows up most when we are composed, focused, driven by inspiration, and motivated those who are around us with passion and our enthusiasm. Leadership in essence is about guidance, direction, authority, control, power, skill, influence. Think for a moment about how many times you have used those words or shape in your lifetime, and that has influenced someone. We never realize it until and unless it had an impact on someone or someone else tells us about it. A strong leader always has a vision. Ask yourself, if you don't have a vision, then how do you know where to go? It's like jumping into your car, driving with no direction, no purpose, and no destination. However, if you plan your destination properly, you know where you are going and you will find multiple routes to get there. Because not one route is not only there, many routes are there. For a success also, there are many ways. There is not a single way. Having a vision is like creating a blueprint. Helen Keller has said it accurately. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. A vision is not just a picture. It could be feeling or behavior of what you aspire to be. Once you have your vision, what are you going to focus on? What kind of actions come to your mind? What are you going to be accountable for? Leadership is not a position because it's more about inspiration and journey. It's not about the outcome. or amassing a troop of underlings. So what does a great leader look like? Some of the characteristics could be like being a clear communicator, passionate, open listener, flexible, respectful, and being open to constructive criticism so they can overcome their shortcomings, and being trustworthy so people can trust on them and what they say and follow their rules. Some of the examples of real leadership we had in the past. For example, Abraham Lincoln of USA was a great leader. His most important contribution was ending slavery and joining the United States from succeeding it by Confederates. By doing this, he also made many enemies, but he was strong to his principles and did not budge under pressure. His struggle against slavery became an inspiration for other minorities groups to get further progress for civil rights, like that which happened in 1960s. Another example in India we have is about Mahatma Gandhi. He was a strong believer in non-violence, and with his amazing communication skills, he made the British leave India without any violence. To conclude, troubling and conflicting times are what makes for a good leader. From Nelson Mandela to Abraham Lincoln, everyone has risen to the occasion and has been a sense of hope for their followers in their most vulnerable and difficult times. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maaz Ahmed. It was really very well presented. Although we missed your glimpse on the screen, but anyway, your voice has compensated that. You have spoken with lots of firmness and with lots of passion. Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Colonel Shobhit Kamraji, and Shobhit Kamraji is a great leader, and he has served the Indian Defense Services for more than 3 decades. And Shobhit Kamraji, give me a chance to introduce you to the forum, although most of them know you very well. So Colonel Shobhitji, a seasoned person with 3 decades plus of experience with areas of higher level administration, business consultancy, HR administration, steering organization to aligned and with higher management's vision, soft skills trainer, leadership coach, stress and time management, mid-career growth, experience also coupled with continuous educational and technical upgradation, including from Pioneer Institute in country. So over to you, Shobhitji.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was not able to unmute. Thank you so much, Dr. Halima. Once again, it's my pleasure. It's been a wow session. Just to say, there has been so much of value added today. And I'm sure the people who were attending this session have actually got so many of those points. There was so much energizers. There was so much of whole this thing, great examples which had been shared by everyone. And it's my pleasure also to be part of this, great gathering. So I actually, so much has been shared today. Friends, that I just want you to actually capture those valuable things, because the speakers before me have really given so valuable thoughts which are there. I just want to suggest that you try some of those, and I hope you have made some of those key learning points and all. Okay, so Halima ji, Rahul, and others who have taken on this journey, I really wish them good success as well. Talking a bit about myself, I also resonate with the thoughts. It's of course the army defense in my blood, which has been one of my longest arenas of work and the career. Yes, there have been very challenging situations. The life has changed my course and got me there. And, I would also acknowledge personally that it is not that, I would say that I was cut for it, but my teachings, my environment, my growing, and my challenges, my set of challenges which were posed to me, definitely shaped my own destiny and vision. And I had great learning throughout my this thing. I have just one or two proverbs which were hitting my mind to share, as a leader. What Japanese said? Japanese said that if one can do it, you can do it. Further, if no one can do it, then you must do it. So this is the Japanese way. And Japanese way is that if no one can do it, you must do it. So that is how they took it on. And they started working in their, this thing. They are one of the better examples for complete world to emulate on. And they have just delivered and performed par excellence. They've delivered the best things, whether it was for the corporates, they're all that Toyota production management systems, TPMs, the quality management systems, the manufacturing systems, and quality of life also, which they are living and they have done in a small island. There are a lot of learnings from them. I'm always inspired by them. So there are so many things which are hitting my mind, but just want to not take too much of time today with anyone, and just want to say that you just have an introspective attitude. Being a prospective leader, current leader, or a future leader, have an introspective attitude. Just ensure that you have your checklist in time, and you are at most of the times able to check for yourself that are you able to respond under pressure. There are some questions to this thing now. If not, then step one step backward, look at yourself and try to rework your way ahead. There are other things which are there, the reverse vibration, as it was also talked about by the great IAS leader Khwaja ji. And I will say that, there is always, your team will only tell you, you must step and feel the vibrations of your environment. The vibrations are your key takeaways for you while you tend to shape up your journey ahead. And besides my 33 years plus of journey in the army, I have also I'm a strong advocate of continuous education. So I want all the prospective leaders to try and take knowledge and education whensoever it is possible. I hail from IIT Bombay, which was in a mid-career, mid-age of mine. When I joined IIT, it was around 36. And but I ensured that I topped there also. I was earlier a BTech medalist, but then I have been able to perform. So I'm just saying, not as anything else, but I want to tell you that no time of life is late, and please work on your knowledge skills through and through. It will add definitely good value to you. My last post-graduation was fourth or fifth, whatever you say, was at the age of 51 years, which I completed. And I did that along with the regular college students, and just take the opportunity of learning whensoever it comes to you, because it will never go waste. And to suggest to anyone, like if you can, if you have anything of need today after my superannuation from Army, I have a part of this thing, Life Skills Nest, which you can see LSN behind me. And we have a team of around 8 people who are there on board. And we just want to, we're out there to just give you and help you with whatsoever is, could be there to improve. We are just there to give you. I will be leaving my contacts also here. So Life Skills Nest is basically to nurture you better. And I am also using my own whatsoever have been accumulations over the years, along with the team of 8 people who have total experience of more than 150 years. So we are there to add value in whatsoever best manner it is possible. It is midlife crisis, it is career aspirations, growth, or it is the mentors who also looking forward to go way ahead. And especially for the leaders who are there, we have special things, right?
Yeah, thank you, Shobit ji.
So thanks for taking,
more.
thanks for taking me on board, ma'am. And so that was it. I was planning to end as such. So look forward to your initiatives, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And we have the last speaker for this morning. Before we just congratulate to all the participants here, we have David Haslam, who was the second speaker, but it was too early for him to wake up, and then he is in United Kingdom. So David, over to you. 2 minutes time you have now, since we are running short of time.
Okay, 2 minutes, really quick. KLM, you know what KLM is? The airline. Well, KLM is also management leadership strategy. Knowledge, learning, and mentorship. Real quick, knowledge, use your knowledge to be a leader. Learning, gain more knowledge to be a leader. And mentorship, be that leader. So basically, I've heard some of the speeches this morning, the rest I was in La La Land, but there's been a good range of personalities, perspectives, and propositions of how to be a leader and a better leader. So make use of that knowledge that you gained this morning, add it all together, filter out what you really like, and push forward. You can be a leader in your own world and the world beyond. So get up, do the stuff you need to, and be that leader that you can be. Thank you, Dr. Halima. Thank you, speakers. Thank you, students.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Mr. David Haslam is a leader in true sense, because he has volunteered himself to teach English to the Indian students voluntarily, and we are grateful to his generosity. Thank you very much, David Haslam, and your short and crisp speech was really very inspiring. So ladies and gentlemen, with this we come to the end of the formal speeches, and now please allow me so that I can put forward the words for my lovely and aspiring leaders for this morning. So first participant of this camp is myself. As I told you that I believe that I am a regular learner and I'm a lifelong learner. So I am the participant who is going to be the facilitator as well. So participant facilitator, I have named myself for this course. Now next, we have Associate Professor Dr. Reshma Tabassum, who's going to be the coordinator. So she is going to be the participant coordinator. And then we have Mr. Zafar, who is going to be the volunteer for this course and challenge, and he is participant volunteer. And next, we have the list of the participants here on my screen, and I welcome them on board. We have Ms. Zoena, we have Zaidu, we have Anika, we have Shadab, we have Afia Ali, we have Nazi, we have Mahisha Alam, we have Zafreen, we have Nisha Nawaz, we have Zeba Nishat, we have Sadiq Aman, we have Rihana Meena, who is going to share her experience. She is from Singapore, and she is also going to be the co-coordinator come participant. Then we have Thakur. So these are the participants of this camp. Ladies and gentlemen, this challenge camp is little different than others, what you have heard so far. So allow me so that I can explain a little bit about this, that how it is going to work before I come to Rihana, and we are going to listen as the last speaker to Rihana. But before that, just let me give you the glimpses of this camp. I'm not going to take much time because I'm not going to disclose many things. It is going to be a secret only for those who are going to attend it. If somebody is interested to know more about that, then you have to attend and you have to be the part of this challenge. So first of all, this camp is going to happen in the lead house, as you all can see on the screen. So you are going to be in the lead house. And in the lead house, you are going to be hosted by a very cute host. As we all were appreciating Alicia since last program, yesterday's program, I can see the people are appreciating Alicia. So you will be hosted by a very cute host. I'm going to introduce that host. And in this course, you are going to get 4 master classes on Zoom every Sunday for 1 hour. Then you are going to have the assignment for mind, body, and soul. Then you are going to have daily challenges. 6 o'clock morning, you will receive it. And 9 o'clock, you are going to submit. And then you are going to have the networking for lifetime. So this is, now let me introduce your host for this course. So this is Kyoto is the name of this sweet girl who is going to be the host, who is going to give you the task, give us the task. In fact, I should say she is going to give us the task, and she is going to give us the task 3 in one day, 1 for body, 1 for soul, and 1 for mind. And then we are supposed to share our responses on the Google form or on the LinkedIn and in the WhatsApp group. So ladies and gentlemen, now which type of assignment we are going to get? Some are very common, like early morning we have to smile and we have to purposely smile and realize ourselves that yes, we have welcomed the day with a beautiful smile on our face. And then we are not going to touch the phone for half an hour, at least after waking up, because this telephone where this mobile is helpful, this mobile is a very harmful thing that has made us less human and then the machine. So no mobile phone for half an hour. And then after that, we have to say the self affirmations every morning. So these are the daily rituals that we have to perform while in the house. And now Kyoto says the task will be given to you in this form every day. This is for the day 1 task. And like that, the task will go ahead. There are many tasks for every day. You will get the task. You are supposed to respond back on the task. And weekly, we are going to meet to just check that how we have performed, whether we were able to complete the task or not. And then Kyoto is very happy that you have done it. After each week, you are going to get this remark from the Kyoto. So this is the way. I'm not going to disclose much of this course because that is will be disclosed to the only participants. And since we are on live, you know that everybody is watching us, that what we are doing. So if anyone is even still interested in this challenge, you are most welcome. You can join us. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And now let me invite Rihana Abdullah as the last speaker for this morning. Rihana, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Nice to hear everyone speaking, and I'm so glad to be here. So let me just share a very quick story with you. And the story is about a butterfly. So one afternoon, Peter was in his garden and he saw a beautiful cocoon, and it was moving. And slowly but surely, he saw something coming out of it from a tiny hole at the bottom of the cocoon. And the butterfly was coming out. What an amazing sight. He would love to see what the butterfly looked like. So he watched and waited, but it was quite long. And he thought he will go back in and come back later and emerge a beautiful butterfly for him to see and fly away. So he went back in and he came back again. But the butterfly had hardly even come out an inch. And there was still a lot of that butterfly still inside that cocoon. And the butterfly was struggling and moving and trying to squeeze itself out of that small hole that it had. So he watched for a while, and he watched and he watched, and he got a little tired and he went back in. And he thought, by the time he comes back out again, it will be out. So he did the same and he came back. And still the butterfly had not even moved a little bit. And it was still struggling and it was still there in the cocoon. So this happened for a while and he went back in a third time and he came out again. And his heart went out to the butterfly and he realized that he had to help that butterfly. He had to help it. He had to help it get out and give it life to itself. So he went back in, he got a pair of scissors and he came out and he snipped a bit of the hole to make it bigger for the butterfly to come out. The butterfly was able to come out easily. But what he saw when the butterfly came out was not what he expected. He expected the butterfly to come out and spread his wings and flutter and fly away of being free. But what he saw emerged was a butterfly with a swollen body and a crippled wing. And he was sad. And he realized what he had done. You see, the butterfly needed that struggle to be able to fill the fluid into its wings so that it can become strong enough for it to come out and be able to hold the weight and fly. Too often from this story, we as leaders realize that we make this mistake. We want to be helpful. We want to be, give them the advice and give them the protection. But we cut off their wings too soon. We do not give them the chance to grow and to emerge and to become strong. It is not us about being strong or more knowledgeable or more experience in our life. It is about them going through their experience in their life. And that is true meaning of leadership to me. To be able to give the power to the people we are leading, to be able to help to serve them, but yet to help them grow, to come out of that cocoon, to be stronger than they are, and to be able to fly with their own wings. So this is my message to everyone, that as leaders, we need to be servers, and we need to be guiders, and we need to be there just to clap our hands at time. Maybe that's all they need for that moment. Here's to being the best leaders that we can be, and to all of you. Thank you very much.
Wow, 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 Rehana ji. Wow, it was so beautifully narrated, and especially your body language, your gestures, your intonation, your voice modulation, that has proved that you are really a communication coach and that you have lots of talents in you. Thank you very much. And I'm proud of you to have you on board in the lead house. So ladies and gentlemen, all those who are in the lead house, I would request you to kindly just switch on your video, because we are going to meet again tomorrow morning, and we are going to have the detailed about the lead house tomorrow morning, when we are going to meet at 6:30 a.m. But today I just want to say you hi, so that you can prepare yourself mentally that how you are going to take up this challenge of full 1 month. And believe me, after this 1 month, you will find that the leadership is now become as your mindset. You don't have to practice. You don't have to purposely do it. It will come automatically. And wherever you will be, you will prove yourself as a leader who can stand for the occasion, who can impact the surroundings, and who will not keep quiet when the things are going wrong. So thank you very much. And I request Zafar Ahmed how excited he is to be the part of this grand event. Yes, Zafar.
Yes, ma'am. A very good afternoon to one and all. I'm so speechless after the talks by many high dignitaries who are here. I wish we could all rule. We can also rule the world. We can have all these gentlemen and ladies who are here. We can also rule the world. We have best leader Halima ma'am, and we have young superstar, young inspiration, IS. Anisha, everyone. So I think we can rule the world, right? Yeah. So it was so inspiring, insightful, and I thank you so much for inviting me here for this opportunity. And I thank everyone for giving the something which it could be like worth of even it can't be learned in colleges or school. So it was so insightful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Zafar. And I'm also looking forward to have you as the coordinator of this program. And we are going to have lovely time together. Now, Alicia is here, and Alicia is the one. I am fortunate and lucky to have Alicia in my life. And she is little sad today. Yes, Alicia, why are you sad?
Ma'am, because I'm not a part of this occasion.
Yes. you
but as I'm super happy and excited as I'm the host.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. So Alicia is excited that she is the host. She is that cutie who is going to give us the instructions for this camp. Thank you, Alicia. And you have to wait just a little bit more because this is for the 18 plus people. So once you are 18 plus, you can always be a part of this grand event. We have Reshma.
Ma'am, can I take 2 minutes and speak something?
Yeah, sure. All stage is yours.
Okay, just a minute, ma'am. I loved all of the speeches or presentation till now, and I want to listen more from these pretty voices and get motivated, and I never saw these type of marvelous speeches. This class is very informative and helpful for us, as it will help us in leadership, which is very important for each and everyone, but this class is for 18 plus, means adult. But I also want to do this as it is full of knowledge, entertainment, and very talented and very beautiful senior friends and are here. So you all guys are very lucky that you are 18 plus and can do this class. And for me, I hope I will be 18 plus soon. I will be also able to do this and gather a lot of knowledge. And as I'm the host now, I'm super excited and happy to be the host of my senior friends. And then last, my gratitude and thank you so much, Halima ma'am, for organizing such an interesting, joyful, full of knowledge and very full of happiness class. And as my favorite teacher, Alka ma'am is here, she will fill you with warmth. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak and meet my friends. So take care, my senior friends, and lots of love from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you, Alicia. Love you very much. And now, yes, now Reshma is also with us. She is the senior coordinator for this event. Reshma ma'am, how excited you are today?
Ma'am, first I'll say Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all. And as far as excitement is concerned, I'm overexcited, ma'am. Looking at the great speakers and the performance and all such things that excited me a lot. Want to speak means I didn't feel that the program would be of that much of extent. What I'm witnessing from my own eyes is great.
Thank you. And lots of exciting things have to happen within this 1 month. And all together, we are going to learn a lot of things. Thank you very much, everyone.
What a leader should be, how the leader should lead, what are the things a leader should possess, and all these things. The children of today, who are the pillars of India, they have to think about all such things, how to lead on all such occasions and be a great person.
Thank you, Reshma. Thank you very much. And now house is open for 2 more minutes before we conclude the session. If any queries, any questions, I am happy that Nara has volunteered to be the part of this great challenge. Welcome on board, Mr. Nara. Welcome on board. Thank you, everyone. Now, house is yours. Anyone? I can see Chua is with us. May I request Chua to kindly say a few words?
Okay. Hello. Is it okay?
Yes, it's okay. Okay.
I enjoyed the whole session. You know, everybody having their say on being leadership. I just want to add here. I think before we lead the world or lead the team or lead anybody else, as the first speaker says about personal leadership, I think the first thing we need to do is be able to lead oneself. I mean, if you cannot lead yourself, how are we going to lead others? I mean, it's easier to lead others by just telling people what to do. But then if you can't lead yourself, I think it's going to be very difficult. Basing on all the speakers that have shared their experience, we could see that we need a lot of discipline in order to, to maintain what leadership is all about. So we are looking about to be the leader, to know what a leader should do, to know what a leader should know, and to do what a leader should do. So the US Army has got this three little catchword: be, know, and do. So if you want to be a leader, you should be the leader that you want. You should know the kind of leadership stuff that you should know, and then to do what you're supposed to do. So I mean, and that has been, and that to me has been touched on by all the speakers, which I enjoyed tremendously. And if I could contribute, most welcome. I'll be honored to chip in some of my experience. I'm also an ex-military. I served the Malaysian Army as well as the I've been the world. I think there's some interruption.
I'm sorry, I now muted them. Yeah.
What I'm saying is I'm also an ex-military man. I'm an ex-colonel. I've served in the force for about almost 35 years. The day I left school until I retired. And well, I'm quite honored to share my experience as well, if it is of any value. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. If I would have not invited you, Mr. Chua, I would have missed something great. It is really a great advice on your part for all the leaders that it's very difficult to conquer ourselves. It's very easy to advise the people. That's why even in the Holy Scripture, it is said that why you say the people what you don't practice. Mala taquluna le mala tafalun. Why you preach the people that you don't practice in your own life. First practice and then preach. So ladies and gentlemen, Anika wanted to say something. Yes, Anika, what do you want to say?
Thank you so much. I am so much excited in this to participate in this program. Thank you so much to all of you, and thank you so much, Halima ma'am, to organize to such a great program. I am so much excited, and I want to be a part of this program. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Anika. Will you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning for the challenge?
Yes, ma'am. Sure. I'm sure.
Yes. If you can do that, then you can do anything.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
December, waking up at 6 o'clock is really a great challenge, and we all are going to do together. So please give me thumbs up. I need this support. I need this.
Here I would like to convey a few words, if you permit me, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, just been adding few things like which we learned through our system, through experience and all. So first of all, I would like to give a few things which a leader need to follow. First of all, that contribution to society, fairness and honesty, cooperation and team spirit, untiring efforts for improvement, courtesy and humility, adaptability and gratitude. So these are the qualities which brings out a leader into forefront. And these qualities, as the previous speaker or the person like who conveyed. So a leader need to be built, and these quality need to be inherent. So before giving the guidance to other, we need to be strict to ourselves, to follow these rules so that these come out as a good leader, and that can be easily taught to others. I need not to say more things, just to give you these tips, not to all the participants who've been there, and it's a really nice initiative which has been taken, and we need to groom our children, our society, our people, so that they can bring out these things for future generation as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now we have Gulshan Ara. She has Gulshan Ara. What do you want to say, my dear? Just 30 seconds, Gulshan Ara, for you.
Halima ma'am, I too want to say something.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Yes, Gulshan Ara.
Yes, good morning to all of you, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Gulshan Nara, and I'm doing BVOC Radiology Imaging Technology from DPMI Darbhanga, and basically I'm from Darbhanga. And this session is very inspiring for me, and all speakers are very inspiring for us, and I like very much, and I also excited to learn this session. And I also say that a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, and look forward for your active participation in coming days. Thank you very much. And I have Afia Ali. Afia Ali, आपको कुछ कहना है बेटा? You were giving me the hint to say something. Afia?
Afia ma'am.
जी रेशमा बोलिए.
हाँ, मैं कहना चाह रही हूँ. I want to say that a leader should first know himself or herself and the team that he or she is going to lead. That is very important. The type of person you have got in the team, you have to understand the person, and accordingly you have to set your mind and lead the person only. Then only you can be a leader. Otherwise it's very difficult to have different sorts of people and be dealing with them.
Thank you Reshma ma'am for the golden words. Govind Kumar, what do you want to say? Govind, are you excited for this 1 month challenge? Govind, I am talking to you. Please unmute and speak.
I am audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, and good morning, everyone, sir and madam. Thank you for your giving me this amazing opportunity to introduce myself. I'm Govind Kumar from DPMI. I'm currently pursuing the BVOC from Faridabad, and currently study for DIMS Darbhanga. I'm more excited from this LLB course, and this is the most effective for our life, and I'm how to I lead and anywhere, any place. That's and
thank you, Govind. Thank you, Govind. Thank you. There is some disturbance in the network, but we understood that you are a student and you are excited for this course because you want to develop your leadership skills in you. Thank you, everyone. And now with this, we come to the end of today's program. All the participants will be notified that they are supposed to meet tomorrow at 6:30 for the orientation of the weekly schedule and weekly programs. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care. And I'm grateful to all my distinguished speakers and the participants.
Dr. Sadia, just before you're winding up, I just want to add one line. It just came to my mind. My father told me once, he's also in the legal fraternity. See, so he told me once that my grandfather told him ki LLB karoge to aadmi banoge. So he had a connotation for the law thing, But here I just want to tell all the participants, LLB karoge to kuch banoge, led or lead or led by. So I think this is the right decision that you have chosen. You're going to become something right away now because you have just joined this this program. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And this is positivity from Firdaus, that she has taken it as LLB karoge to कामयाब होगे. Of course, LLB is for the success of individuals.
Banoge, kuch karoge.
Thank you very much, everyone. On this lighter note, take care and bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr. Halima.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.